Hey YouTube, it's Pooh. Good to see you guys. Oh wait, it's just me. Let's go ahead and just stick with this one for right. Oh yeah, actually, let's go to this one. Yeah, and let me get this stopped here. Oh, thank God for non-copyright music in there. Okay, so if you do, or if you happen to have a propensity for seizures based on visual triggering, look away from the current screen. I think somebody actually had mentioned something to me about, man, you're gonna about the current background that's up. It's a little busy. Okay, so yeah, well, just haven't gotten around to doing much. Yeah, I have been away for a bit, and man, this is probably the first time in months that I have decided to make the time to go ahead and do a stream. This is the first time I have logged into Streamlabs OBS in a very long time. And anyway, it is what it is, life things, guys. Yeah, life things. Uh, Update. If I didn't do an update the last time I happened to stream, because I think the last time I may have streamed might have been around the time. Uh, Let me see here. 5 months ago. Yeah. So that was May. No, that was May that I posted a video last. The last time I actually did a stream was freaking March. Maybe. So, well, no. Looks like here it was back in February. Holy shit. Okay. So, yeah, that was right around the time I was going to a convention and had just gotten back, and stuff happened at the job I was at last. And yeah, needless to say, I picked up and moved to a different job. And so far, so good. Like where I am. Uh, Been in a relationship for a while, and what's nice about it, she's a little bit of a hippie, and she knows where I stand, and on politics and all that stuff, and it hasn't driven her away just yet. Might get there, who knows? And I guess the last big thing that has come up, and it's not really that big of a thing, it's just the reality of aging, is I am finally in eyewear. Corrective lenses. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, I need to, wow, I need to do some stuff here. Yeah, thank you. Well, actually, I think I will wait until maybe somebody decides to pop in on the stream and or into the chat, and maybe then I'll pop out the chat box. Okay, so here we go. So the purpose of today's stream, if you read the box, is just kind of go over some things that are current and not so current in the news. So what's been going on is that while I have been away, I have been collecting links to things that I wanted to cover in my next stream, and still haven't just now getting to that. So some of this stuff is months old, and some other things are within the last couple of weeks. So here we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring up, let's see, here we go. So I'm going to bring this part up. Let me get to this part. Yes, there we go. All right. You know what? I guess I will go ahead and center this. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Nope. What you doing, bro? What you doing, bro? I'm trying to center this thing, but yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, this is the first thing I had in my bookmarks. Let's go to the top here. Yeah, something that I saved from Jenks sister's dipshit son. Here we go. The Young Turks, Jenks sister's dipshit son. Redistribution of wealth is coming by policy or pitchforks. You know, it's almost as if these guys forget that their political opposition has more guns than they do, statistically speaking. And my goodness. You may try it by policy, but if you drive it too far, it's not going to be done by pitchfork. It's going to be done by firearms. Here we go. Let's see what the dipshit has to say. I'm not going to bother with the article end of it because I can tell you right now that the article end of it is just RCP regurgitating what his video is saying. Let's see.
I never got a job in my whole life, and I started washing dishes at 12. Billionaires are not the problem. I never got a job in my whole life, and I started washing dishes at 12 from a poor person.
So billionaire's a bad word now. Can't make money.
Is there something wrong with becoming a successful billionaire like Bill Gates? Is there anything wrong with that?
Yes. Listen, I'm a simple guy. Okay?
I think you misspoke and said simple instead of what you really are, which is a simpleton.
Okay? And I'm not a very smart guy.
Oh, okay, so then he does say it just in different words.
Either. But even from where I'm standing, nothing says the system is
You're not standing, you're sitting down.
absolutely broken like the existence of billionaires.
Okay, so the thing of it is, even in the communist society that Jenks sister's dipshit son wants, there usually tends to be people of vast wealth, and it's usually the leaders. It's like this fucker has never picked up a history book ever.
I mean, that level of wealth hoarding is no different than being a king, except, well, it's under capitalism. Under monarchies, you had God justifying the king's power and the army violently upholding that power. And under capitalism, we have meritocracy to thank for Jeff Bezos and people like him. And
oh no! Meritocracy! Oh my gosh. Oh man, this planet is doomed.
police force to make sure no one questions anything.
The point is he earned it.
They became a billionaire by creating a product or great service that benefits everybody, and we know it benefits us because we pay for it.
No, and all jokes aside, they don't deserve it.
Okay, so I can agree with him on that point. Nobody deserves that. But then neither one of those guys he just showed said anything about deserving. they use the word earning. They did earn that. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, nobody deserves any of the privileges that they may have in their own lives. Some of us earn it. Some of us just happen to be blessed with it. You know, nobody deserves a relationship with somebody. Nobody deserves the paycheck that they get, but they may earn it through whatever means they do. So yeah, nobody deserves it, but most people do earn it. Oh, really, Spacebar? Huh. I guess you don't work. This video doesn't work like it does for YouTube.
I'm not going to get into how profit is exploitation or the labor theory of value. What I'm simply going to say...
Really? So you're not going to get into your analogy of the loaves of bread? That's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that.
...is that wealth is never created in isolation. Every billionaire and millionaire created their wealth with workers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Who make infinitely less than they do, and we're conditioned...
Infinitely less. Okay, well, that may be true, but it may also be untrue. It depends on the job. What do you think a burger flipper at McDonald's is worth? Is that a high-skilled job? Because if it is, I'd like to get paid for doing it while I'm at home.
...to thinking that this is the natural order of the universe. And one of the outcomes of this mentality is the justification for extreme wealth inequality. We live in the richest nation on earth, the richest nation to have ever existed, and people struggle to pay their bills and suffer when they can't get medical treatment. What good is...
And somehow this is a problem of the existence of billionaires. This is a guy who not once has, again, really picked up a book or looked into studies, never have looked into policies. Oh, by the way, the Library of Congress, dipshit, is a great place to look up how parties have voted on policies and the effects of policies. You know, so there's that. So this guy is unaware of, as government has intervened and regulated more into, I guess you could say, the lives of private business, the more things have tended to increase in cost. So he does not realize this. He doesn't know it. So he doesn't understand that the more government intervenes, the worse things sometimes get. Now, the government has its place. Government regulations also has its place. But when you ask for more government regulation, be careful when you wish for that, because there's a very, not even an outside chance, a very good chance that the cost of those things that you wish to have regulated are going to go through the roof. And that is what has happened in healthcare. But he wouldn't know that because, well, he's a dipshit and he's never studied things for himself.
GDP growth when you have homeless people dying on the streets in a country where there's an abundance of empty houses, or when you have
just take those people off the streets and put them in the houses, because nobody built those houses and invested their time and money into building those houses, into purchasing the property to either live in it themselves, or if they had to move, hopefully break even, but most likely want to earn an increase back on that. It's just the market, man. And I know you hate the market. You hate capitalism. That's just the problem.
Beg on the internet to get life-saving medical treatments.
But I do think a system that allows billionaires to exist when there are parts of Alabama where people are still getting ringworm because they don't have access to public health is wrong.
Public health prevents ringworm. Modern plumbing prevents ringworm, for shit's sakes. Wearing shoes prevents ringworm. God. Holy shit. Even if he didn't have plumbing, modern plumbing, or even, gosh, vintage plumbing, wearing shoes fucking helps. Jesus, I remember back in the day when Disney, it might have been Disney, or some studio would put out kind of PSA cartoons out there. One of them I remember seeing was a thing about this farmer and his family, or whoever this guy was, getting ringworm. Okay, because they went outside their home, did their business, and also walked around barefoot. Okay, put on some damn shoes. Even if your shoes happen to just be flip flops or whatever, so your feet don't come in contact with the ground so much. Okay, and you probably won't have to worry about ringworm. And oh, Jesus Christ, that when stupidity relies on other stupidity, I mean, Jesus, we're in trouble.
But of course, if you listen to the bootlickers over at Fox News, this is their defense.
They're bootlickers.
Well, first of all, I mean, the fact is ringworm isn't deadly. I mean, people get it's like foot fungus.
Well, I wouldn't go straight to foot fungus, but that is about how prevalent ringworm is these days. Okay, it kind of isn't. We have more problems with bed bugs these days than we do ringworms. For crying out loud. What the shit is this? So these are protests over. Really? The yellow vests.
All around the world, you see tensions rising. In the absence of class consciousness or.
Wow. This man has zero awareness. So he wants to show video of the yellow vests. Yeah. Now, it's been a minute since I had even read anything on the yellow vests. But if I remember correctly, and there's a good chance that I'm not, the yellow vests were not over necessarily strictly public health issues or the existence of billionaires. There was a problem with what the government was doing that they were protesting. They were protesting the government, not the billionaires. Son of a bitch. Oh my goodness.
An actual alternative to capitalism, we see people railing against more tangible targets, immigrants and refugees, or brown people, or even intangible
brown people. It's always about the brown people.
Concepts like globalism, which is the system that's bringing brown people to our borders. Is there a migrant crisis? Sure, but the solution isn't to shut off borders and get increasingly more violent.
Yeah, we're talking about shutting land borders. Yeah, we're talking about, making it slightly harder to just allow people to freely come across our border into this country. I mean, we're not talking about a complete shutdown, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm there now, already dropping the bombs.
With their maintenance. The solution is to solve inequality, to solve famine, to solve poverty, and all the issues that come along with it on a global scale.
Then go do it in those countries. Stop bringing it here. Jeez. And why does it have to be? Here's a crazy idea. You Turk. I mean, you could go back to Turkey and solve the problems there. But since you're here, you could try to solve some of the problems with poverty and, health and all that good shit here. And do it yourself with your own resources. Okay? Convince people that have to help you do, instead of demanding that the government take a jack from the taxpayers to do it.
Technological advancements have rendered globalism an unstoppable force, so we have to adapt to it.
No, we don't.
An immediate way of doing that is through drastic wealth redistribution.
Nope.
And that starts.
Nope. So you want to take so again, it's about jacking people's money to give it to other people who have not earned it.
With banning billionaires. Part of the point of having a society
and the
having
billionaires
government is.
Okay, that's enough of that shit. Ugh, Goodness gracious. So, other stuff. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. When did this come out? I think we remember most of this. When did this come out? Oh my gosh. Like I said, back in February. Oh goodness. Let's get into this
It's
one.
already super legal as
First of all, you gotta love her adjectives. The tippy tops. It's already super legal.
we've seen for me to be a pretty bad guy. So it's even easier for the president of the United States to be one, I would assume.
No, it's not. I would assume.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, except it's not. Except it's not. Oh, jeez.
Let's play a lightning round game. I'm going to be the bad guy.
Where the fuck does this woman think she is? Let's play it right, lightning. This is not a goddamn game show. You are in front of a congressional committee, for crying out loud. But yeah, Trump's the problem. You know, Trump isn't presidential. Jesus Christ.
Which I'm sure half the room would agree with anyway. And I want to get away with as much
Her
bad
fucking
things
hypotheticals.
as possible, ideally to enrich myself and advance my interest, even if that means putting my interests ahead of the American people. I have enlisted all of
she
you
does.
as my co-conspirators.
She does.
So you're gonna.
Right now, her interests are raising her public profile by tweeting every day and tweeting some of the most ridiculous damn things ever. What has she signed into fucking law as a congressional person? Huh? As a congresswoman, what the hell has she done? Well, let me see what I can find out for you now that I'm thinking about it. AOC bills. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if this helps. All right, here we go. Copy. Now, of course, I'm going to take every opportunity to poo-poo this because this... I'll get to it here in a second. Okay, so she represents the New York 14. Here we go. Let's see. So she has... There's a bill, H.R. 436. Sponsored or co-sponsored? Okay. Sponsor Maxine Waters, co-sponsor. So she co-sponsored this bill. It was introduced yesterday or on Friday. Here's another one. Introduced October. Introduced. 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 Look, just introduced. Nothing. There is nothing going on here. And the Democrats in the House are the ones to be like, ooh, here we go. Pass the House. There's one. What is this? Greg LeMond Congressional Gold Medal Act? Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you serious? Okay, I'm curious. Let's see. This bill directs the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the President pro tempore of the Senate to arrange for the presentation of a Congressional Gold Medal to Greg LeMond and oh, Jesus. Really? That's what we have time to waste on? Ugh, jeez. Okay, so that passed the House. Pretty good chance that it will pass the Senate, but we'll see. Hopefully the Senate will be like, we got more important things to do. Introduced. So far in a year and a half, introduced. Actually, no. She hasn't even been a year yet since she got sworn in. Holy shit. Oh, what do we have here? Pass the House. Humanitarian Standards for Individuals in Customs and Border Protection Custody Act. Yeah, I can already tell what that is. It's probably going to die in the Senate. Introduced. Okay, here we go. One that became law. Okay, so she co-sponsored a bill that became law. Here we go. This bill revises provisions relating to the Internal Revenue Service, its customer service enforcement. Customer service enforcement. Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll say that. That's a good thing. Anything that will help reform the IRS, I'm cool with that. Here we go. I'll get rid of that one too. Introduced. Oh my gosh. So basically very little. Ugh. Let's get back to this dumb woman. Where was she?
So I can be totally funded by oil and gas. I can be totally funded by Big Pharma. Come in, write Big Pharma laws, and there's no limits to that whatsoever.
That's right.
Okay, so awesome. Now, Mr. Mirabani, the last thing I want to do is get rich with as little work possible. That's really what I'm trying to do as the guy.
It's almost like she's telling them her plans. Oh my goodness, she's telling them her plans. Because I tell you what, 150,000 a year, that's not bad. I'd say, is that super rich? No, but you know what? It's richer. It's rich. That's upper middle class income. Holy shit. Let me
Possible. That's really what I'm trying to do as the bad guy, right? So is there
or as a congressperson for that matter.
anything preventing me from holding stocks, say, in an oil or gas company, and then writing laws to deregulate that industry? And
you know, it's funny that she had used the president as the villain here, yet there are many Democrats. And the only reason why I'm bringing up Democrats only is because she's one of them. Many Democrats in the House that are doing just these things, have been doing just these things. But it's the president that she's talking about. Are you shitting me? I get no.
That could potentially cause the stock value to soar and accrue a lot of money in that time.
Nancy Pelosi actually has done this. Yeah, she did something where she helped pass a law that would help stocks that she and her husband owned in particular organizations. I want to say credit card companies, but I can't remember. Man, oh geez. But yeah, Pelosi did just that. But we'll use the president as the example.
You could do that.
So I could do that. I could do that now with the way our current laws are.
Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong. There's nothing illegal about that. Very immoral. C. By C, I mean yes.
Are set up.
I guess I revert to some Spanish lingo when I see another Hispanic.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Is it possible that any elements of this story apply to our current government and our current public servants right now?
It does, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we have a system that is fundamentally broken. We have these influences existing in this body, which means that these influences are here in this committee shaping the questions that are being asked of you all right now.
Yes.
Would you say that that's correct,
Yes.
Mr. Marabani or Mr. Schaub?
Yes.
All right, so one last thing, Mr. Schaub. In relation to congressional oversight that we have, the limits that are placed on me as a congresswoman, compared to the executive branch and compared to, say, the President of the United States, would you say that Congress has the same sort of standard of accountability? Is there more teeth in that regulation in Congress on the president, or would you say it's about even, or more so on the federal?
In terms of laws that apply to the president, yeah, there's just almost no laws at all that apply to the president.
So I'm being held, and every person in this body is being held to a higher ethical standard than the President of the United States.
That's right, because there are some ethics committee rules that apply to you.
And it's already super legal, as we've seen, for me to be a
legal.
pretty bad guy.
Super legal.
So it's even easier for the President of the United States to be one, I would assume.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Only it's not. It just isn't. And if he's doing it, bring up articles of impeachment on that. Not this other bullshit that we're talking about. Oh my gosh. Well, it looks like I did have somebody pop into the chat. Unfortunately, just because I did not see the numbers go anywhere, I missed it. So, but yes, Endura Darling came in, asked me how Texas is treating you. Texas is great. The only times I consider leaving the state are the months of May through October, or through September rather, because that's how long the summers are here. She also asks, going back to the Hassan video, bootlicking is on. It's Hassan stating his sexual preference. That is very good, very good. Oh, and I'm willing to bet money that Endora has moved on, and I don't blame her. That is my fault, you know. Just was not really expecting chatters today. So it is what it is, right? Here, I'm getting there. This is probably going to show up. Maybe. Let me find what I'm looking for. Where'd it go? Here we go. All right, done. Okay, anyway. So I'll leave it up there. Who knows? Maybe somebody will come in shortly. But yeah, that was the that was the AOC video. Oh my gosh. Apparently this person here thought that it was phenomenal. Oh gosh. But no, not so much. It really wasn't. There were a lot of people that really tore up her statements there, and you know, it always, and again, it came back to the president and not really her own party in the House. Really unfortunate. Before moving on to the next one, I want to preface this. One of the first political people that I followed on Twitter is a conservative, very smart young lady. Used to be a ginger, and man, I got a thing for gingers, so I was like, hey, I'll follow her. And had some, you know, still even to this day, I think really has good things to say. However, when I deleted my previous account, which was done so because I was being harassed with, well, it doesn't matter. But I was receiving some harassment, and instead of, you know, saying all this shit just keep popping on my screen, I just didn't feel like blocking on it, because every time I blocked one, another one would show up, and it just kind of kept going. So I just said, fine, I'll just delete this account and move on. But in that process, I forgot to follow this person. Okay. I have started following her again, but not this particular account. So here we go. Let me bring it back up. Oops, wrong one. There we go. SE Cup. SE Cup. Loved this woman during the Obama years. She has allowed herself to become a pretty hardcore never Trumper. So much so that when Trump has been governing rather conservatively, but she doesn't ever talk about that. Not so far as I have seen. So let's watch this one here.
In the Red File tonight, hate in America. Officials say it was a white supremacist that gunned down 22 people and injured more than 24 others in El Paso, Texas, and explicitly because he says he hated Mexicans. It's hardly an isolated incident. Anecdotally, we can all remember.
Hey, I'm of Mexican descent, and I don't like Mexicans. Granted, I'm not doing what this bastard did. Look, I love Mexicans if they're here legally. Um, do it the right way, but border jumping ones, no, I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that from any nationality. And let's also be clear, folks. Mexicans are not a race of people. Okay? They are not. Let's be clear about that.
Recent violent attacks on a black church in Charleston, a car attack in Charlottesville, the
Really?
Tree of Life synagogue shooting. The rise in white supremacy is real. There are more racist hate groups in the United States than ever before. The FBI says it's already made as many domestic terrorism arrests in 2019 as it did in all of 2018, and that a majority are motivated by white supremacist violence.
But let's not put up any statistics on the screen for anybody to go look at. Okay? Hey.
But to some, the
But let's face facts though, folks. Since 9/11, Muslim terrorists in the United States have still killed more people than white supremacists have.
growing threat
And I'm not going to throw up a statistic because she doesn't have to, neither do I.
of white supremacy is just a hoax.
Ooh, that got loud all of a sudden.
The whole thing is a lie. If you were to assemble a list, a hierarchy of concerns, of problems this country faces, where would white supremacy be on the list? Right up there with Russia, probably. It's actually not a real problem in America.
This is, and I'm being generous, disingenuous. Just because white supremacy isn't a leading cause of death or our gravest threat doesn't mean it isn't real. It's frighteningly real, and it's terrifying in
The whole thing is a lie. If you were to assemble a list, a hierarchy of concerns, of problems this country faces, where would white supremacy be on the list? Right up there with Russia, probably. It's actually not a real problem in America.
this is, and I'm being generous, disingenuous. Just because white supremacy isn't a leading cause of death or our gravest threat doesn't mean it isn't real. It's frightening. Frighteningly real, and it's terrifying entire communities.
We've seen a lot of fear in the community because of that, and because it's real now. You know, it's not like we can connect those dots, and people know that they're in danger just because of the color of the skin.
Of course, the leader of the country in which this is all happening has had multiple opportunities to
Oh my gosh, my mic has been off. I turned my mic off, and oh my gosh, I've missed so much. Son of a bitch. Ugh. All right, now that I fucked up the stream, I think I'm just going to stop it. And I'm going to delete it because I just fucked it up. Fucked it. And something told me, don't turn your mic off. Don't mute your mic. It'll be fine. But I said, nah, let's mute the mic. I'll remember it. No, I didn't. Ugh, God damn it. Did fine for the Hassan one. And then it just went downhill. And I did it just for SE Cup. Oh my gosh. Well, fuck it. You know. Ooh, I'll start over. Fuck it.
In the red file tonight, hate in America. Officials say
the red file. You ain't red. It's the blonde file.
It was a white supremacist that gunned down 22 people and injured more than 24 others in El Paso, Texas, and explicitly because he says he hated Mexicans. It's hardly an isolated incident. Anecdotally, we can all remember recent violent attacks on a black church in Charleston, a car attack in Charlottesville, the Tree of Life synagogue shooting. The rise in white supremacy is real.
You mean the rise of crazy people? Oh, Jesus Christ.
There are more racist hate groups in the United States than ever before. The FBI...
Okay. Are they all white supremacists, though? Are they? Racist groups. There are more racist groups. Are they white supremacists? Don't answer that, though.
I says it's already made as many domestic...
Yeah, because you don't have to, because people will just assume that when you say rise of racist groups, in context of what you're saying, they'll just assume that it is white supremacist groups. Yeah, okay.
Terrorism arrests in 2019 as it did in all of 2018. And that a majority are motivated...
Well, if there were 2 in 2018 and 3 come up in 2019, then yes, that would be more in 2019 than all of 2018.
...by white supremacist violence. But to some, the growing...
See, the numbers are helpful.
...threat of white supremacy is just a hoax.
The whole thing is a lie. If you were to assemble a list, a hierarchy of concerns, of problems this country faces, where would white supremacy be on the list? Right up there with Russia, probably. It's actually not a real problem in America.
This is, and I'm being generous, disingenuous. Just because white supremacy isn't a leading cause of death or our gravest threat doesn't mean it isn't real.
He's saying it's not a real problem. He is not saying that white supremacy is not real.
It's frighteningly real, and it's terrifying.
What the fuck is with this? Huh? Why is that when I pause it for more than 2 seconds, the sound drops off? It's ridiculous.
We've seen a lot of fear in the community because of that, and
because of what? Has there been white supremacy coming into your community and hurting people? It's like being afraid of the monster under your bed.
It's real now. You know.
Why?
We can connect those dots, and people know that they're in danger.
How? Please explain how. Have they been in your neighborhood? What are y'all, freaking Jesse Smollett's? Oh, gosh, this is crazy.
Just because of the color of the skin.
Whatever. I live in freaking Texas, guys. One of the strongest states in the South during the Confederacy. I can count on one hand in my 40-something years how often I've had racist comments thrown at me. By the way, guys, I don't consider Mexican to be a race. It's not. It's a nationality. Okay, go into this guy. He may be brown complected. Okay? But you get into... Okay, so here we go. Social construct of race. If you got brown skin, you ain't white. Really. But if you get into the actual science of the genetics, that dude's probably going to be about half as wide as SE Cup here at the very least. Man, my genetics will probably show that I am mostly Caucasian with some Mongoloid in there. Because my ancient ancestors on my maternal side crossed the land bridge so many tens of thousands of years ago. So yeah, there's probably going to be some Mongoloid down there. All right? But by social construct standards, I'm a brown person. At the very least.
Of course, the leader of the country in which this is all happening has had multiple opportunities to definitively disavow and condemn the scourge of white supremacy and nationalism.
The scourge.
Here's how he has responded, first as a candidate.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
Well, just so you understand, I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know, did he endorse me or what's going on? Because, you know, I know...
You know what? There was a KKK guy who endorsed Hillary. Nobody asked her about him. I mean, Jesus Christ. Just because he's not David Duke levels.
I know nothing about David Duke. I know nothing about white supremacists.
Then, as president, came this remark after violent clashes between a neo-Nazi rally and counter-protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia, where a woman was killed.
Show us the whole clip, Essie.
2 years ago this weekend.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as neo, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Yeah. Then Trump later clarified what he meant. But Trump's not allowed for clarification and redress, is he?
And then on Wednesday, Trump said this on...
Oh, what happened?
And El Paso.
I am concerned about the rise of any group of hate. I don't like it. Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white...
Okay, and that should be good enough right there, right?
Supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy.
Let's be clear, you have to work real hard to avoid unequivocally denouncing David...
So, because Trump didn't say it the way you like, that means he's okay with it. Oh, shit sakes, man. Oh, God, SC, what has become of you? Oh, gosh.
Neo-Nazis and white supremacy. It's much easier to just say, of course I don't support them.
You see what I mean with the audio?
And I don't want...
Well, he doesn't have to say it the way you want to hear it. It's in bad faith that you start off with to assume that because... well, he just doesn't outright denounce it the way I want to, that you seem to think that that must mean he's racist or that he is okay with white supremacy. When in the second clip, he just says, I am not in favor of that. I paraphrase now. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Communities of Dayton.
Jeez, the fucking audio here.
I am concerned about the rise of any group of hate. I don't like it. Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy.
Let's be clear, you have to work real hard to avoid unequivocally denouncing David Duke, neo-Nazis, and white supremacy. It's so much easier to just say, of course I don't support them, and I don't want them supporting me.
Again, you didn't like the way he said it. When you have to go to that level to be an ever-Trumper, it is you who have lost the damn plot. Oh my gosh.
He did not, he has not, he will not.
Well, are you sure? Are you sure? Well, let's see here. Let's hear this. Okay, so flashback. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. Okay, well, let's hear it.
You know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press...
Wait a minute. Is that the same clip she showed? Let's see. I might have to... Let me see if I can find it. Oh my gosh. Come on and play. You son of a gun.
It's not. He will not.
Okay, come on. Come on. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Let's go. Oh my goodness.
Supporting me. Then, as president, came this remark after violent...
David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're...
I don't know what you're talking... You know, I don't understand the hang up on just not outright denouncing.
You're even talking about with white...
David Duke. I don't see what the hang up is. Okay? It's not as if Trump can actually stop bad people from voting for him or supporting him or throwing him an endorsement. He's not asking for it.
President came this remark after violent clashes between a neo-Nazi rally and counter-protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia, where a woman was killed 2 years ago this weekend.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me. They didn't put themselves down as neo, and you had some very bad people.
Okay. Is that... Wait a minute. That's the same... That's the same tie, same flag pin, same... But he didn't denounce them, right, S.E.?
You know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
SC, when you have to take things out of context to be a never Trumper, you have failed. You want to talk about disingenuousness? That's it. Right there. Man. Ooh, SC. That's why I cannot stand... No, I don't know. No, okay. I can't stand a woman anymore. I just can't. I follow her now. You can see following SC here, now following SC Cup Unfiltered. Because I follow her to troll her now. I'll be honest with it. Oh my gosh, here we go. Yes, Greta Thunberg. Oh my gosh, the facial contortions. Holy shit. Let's get into
this. This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
Then go back to school. No one told you had to do this.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How?
Nope. I don't come to young people for hope when it comes to political or climatological policies. I just don't. You guys are not in the know yet. I mean, I remember what it's like being 16. You have some really bright ideas, you know? And then you get older and you're like, wow, that was dumb.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we are not lucky because we have to hear this shit. You know, and yeah, I get it. I'm subjecting myself to it. But the fact of it is that I was like, oh, what's this? Let me see what CBS News is doing about this young lady with the braid.
People are suffering.
take your ass down to those places and go help. What the hell are you doing? Okay, fine. Make an appearance at the UN. Now, let me check your Twitter to see if maybe you're talking about, well, you know what? I'm going to other places in the world to help with these ecosystems and to help raise awareness of what's happening in these certain places. Yeah, let's see here. No, nothing in. Okay, so here we go. Let me give you what I'm doing here. Let's get on this. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what Twitter is posting about Greta. She plans to visit Alberta. She's going to Calgary. To do what? They have some of the fucking cleanest air. I'll ask it. I'll ask the question everybody else has asked. What the hell are you doing in the United States and Canada? Why aren't you in China, in India, setting up pressers for those places? Tell them how much they're dirtying the air. They're the biggest contributors of CO2. Is it CO2? Yeah. Oh, gosh. I definitely read a conversation between Jane Fonda and Greta. Why? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Yeah, we're going to see this. Here, instead of doing this, let's just go. Let's see if Greta has talked about anywhere that she's gone. What? Oh, so she's been doing this for a while. Okay. A million people over joined climate strike. Well, good for them. Good for them. Are any of them China or India? Just curious. Let's see. More than 1 million evacuated from. Oh yeah. So what did we ever do before recorded weather when typhoons and hurricanes blew through? Ah, shit. Ooh, cool. Well, there they go. Holy cow. That's pretty amazing. What did we ever do before CO2 climbed like it did? Oh, geez. Let's see.
I am the founder of Fridays for Future in Uganda. I am missing my classes
See, that would probably be a place to go talk about climate change.
right now, same way I have missed them for the last 6 weeks to create climate awareness.
Really? So instead of going and getting yourself an education, go to higher education and figure out how to improve climate change, you're skipping school. Sounds fabulous. Anyway, so let's come back to this here.
People are dying. Entire
Yes, they are. Every day. And not because of climate change.
ecosystems are collapsing.
Can you give us one?
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Because people need money to eat, for crying out loud. Oh, that one became unavailable. What happened? Yeah. Didn't realize I commented on this same video. Yeah, so that's been something to view. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. My daughter's army, man, I don't know what happened to Greg Hogman, but holy shit. Hey, the Texans beat the Chiefs. That's good. I unfortunately missed that game. What the shit? Oh my gosh, I wonder if I can find the United Spots video of that game. Guys, if you don't know, if you're unfamiliar with the United Spot, oh my gosh, you should absolutely follow them. Oh gosh, they just create some good stuff. Let's see if I can find the Greta Thunberg one. Here we go. Where's the Greta Thunberg? Man, their videos are so good. Give me just a moment here. Here we go. No copyright. No copyright, please. Don't copyright me. United Spot. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Oh, skip that. Thank you.
I have the golden ticket from George Soros himself. We're going to be rich. I don't like you. Well, the feeling's mutual, you little twerp. You better give me climate change or else. Shh, quiet. I shouldn't be here. Then get the hell out of here. I should be in school. To be honest with you, I don't think school's helping you much. Give me climate change. Zip your lip, you freaking twerp. Hold your breath.
Won't I drown?
Make a wish.
I wish I knew how to count to 3.
I love how they depict AOC in these videos.
Count to 3.
Are you a leprechaun?
Come with me, and you'll see the laughing stock of this entire nation. Listen to the children! We're all gonna die! We're melting! Earth is gonna explode! Jeez! Settle down! You're giving me a headache. If you want to view stupidity, simply look around and do it. How dare you! Melting! Climate change is fucking stupid.
Listen to the children.
I fucking knew it. Climate change is real. Oh, yeah. Everything is free. Is this the climate change room? Yeah. Yeah, this is the climate change room.
Oh, so this is what the climate change room looks like.
I always wondered what the climate change room looked like. Shut up, Al Gore. And is this the golden climate change egg? Yeah. That's the golden climate change egg. The golden goose lays those.
Golden goose, you say? I wonder if the golden goose could lay on Nancy here a pint of whiskey.
Climate change is real. Shut up, Al Gore. Daddy, I want a climate change egg. Oompa, shut up, you fool. If you were wise, you'd go back to school. Can I buy a magic egg for my daughter? No, they're not for sale. You can sell an egg to me. I said no, they're not for sale. Daddy, I want a climate change egg now! Well, he said a no to a me. Daddy, if you don't give me a climate change egg, I'm going to scream! I don't know what to do. Jeez! Get control of your kid here! She can do what she wants to do. I'm gonna call Child Protective Services here. I want the world! I want the whole world!
But could you, not sing? I got a little bit of a hangover here, okay? Thank you.
Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this stream. I appreciate you watching us. It should be in the on the regular channel. It'll be fun times anyway. Anyway, it was good to be back. Don't know how often I'll be around. Hey, Uncle Bobbity. Oh my gosh. Hey, how you doing? That you should absolutely check their stuff out, man. United Spot. I'll have to get that and fuck it. I don't feel like fucking around with the damn description field. Anyway, thanks for Dora, Darling, and Uncle Bobbity for popping in. Good to see you, and we will likely catch you sometime in the future. Probably not very near. Anyway, good to be back for a couple hours here, and everyone have a good life.